All right. Welcome back to another episode of Totally Clutch. Today, we're going to be talking about how to make your customers feel like freaking rock stars. I'm so excited about this conversation. I mean, I was getting ready for this and I had so many questions and just was really, really looking forward to this conversation. So, we've got a very special guest with us today, Melinda Holmes, and she is a customer experience expert. She's a customer experience coach. And so she works with different organizations, different companies, small businesses, mostly focused in the service based industry on really amping up their customer service game. So I know that, we all know as business owners that customer service is crazy important to our business, right? We all know that it makes or breaks it. But I guess my question to you is, do you actually know what phenomenal customer service is? So I think we all know how to make our customers feel pretty good. We put a smile on our face, we say nice things to them. We do our best to get them what we promised on time. All of those types of things. But I want to challenge you today, and I'm sure that Melinda will challenge you today too, to think beyond that. So, how do you make your customers feel like freaking rock stars when they're interacting with you and everybody else in your business? So, I want to welcome to the show Melinda Holmes. Thank you so much for being here today.
Hi, Angie. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, yeah, this is, I think is going to be my favorite conversation for at least the next month for sure.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, we're in for a treat.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know that I had mentioned this to you before, but, for those listening and watching, there aren't a
Mhm,
lot of people out there that focus specifically on customer experience. I think,
mhm,
a lot of people are, offering coaching for businesses in marketing and sales and all of those types
mhm.
of things, and, there you can market your brains out and you can sell your brains out, but if you are not providing a killer customer experience, there's
Mhm.
literally nothing holding, there's no reason why anybody
Right.
needs to be loyal to you as a
Mm,
business. So
mhm.
I just think it's awesome. I love what you do and it's such important work.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I love it too. I love it too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so I feel like I've been blabbing on. Do you want to tell us a bit about your background and
Sure.
the work that you do?
Right. So it started in middle school. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur since I was in middle school, and that was something that I always wanted to do. And I pretty much kept that in mind after going to college and taking a day job. It always stuck with me. And I ended up having different ventures. I fell in love with cake decorating, actually did cake decorating for a while. And of course, that business is very challenging. It's self-rewarding, but it's very challenging. So I gave up on it. And then I went back to the day job. But I always focus on the business side. And I also started, because I always have a love for health and wellness. So I went and enrolled in a wellness school and I became a wellness coach. And I was in love with that. But of course, there was a lot of challenges and I got discouraged. But I always held on to my desire to start my own business. But in the midst of me starting these businesses, I my first job out of college was working for a large insurance company. And they had a they had a customer service department, and they had a management trainee program. So coming out of college, I said, oh, that sounds great, a management trainee program. And I learned at a very young age that it's great to start from the ground up on the front lines, because I started off as a customer service representative. So I learned the ins and outs of what customer service was about. And I was able to have conversations every day with our policyholders. And I learned about going above and beyond. I learned about adding value to what we already offer to our policyholders. And I learned that you have to learn everything and become an expert before you can teach others and you can take it to the next level. So that was a great opportunity that I had. And then from there, I just took different positions working for different companies, large and small, in different industries, in the insurance industry, also different other industries, and the tech industries, which was my last position. And I really just fell in love with it. And a lot of people, they call me a customer service snob because I'm very serious when it comes to having a great experience. Whether I go to a restaurant or I call a customer service line, I'm very meticulous. So I just knew, especially with my last position, I was really able to see customer service on a whole new level because I was a manager in different customer service departments, but I was hired for this last position as a customer engagement manager. So I learned about not just providing customer service, but learning how you can better engage with your customers and create an experience that really stands out so that they stay with you and they stay loyal to you. So that was the beginning of really opening up a whole new world. And I kept that in mind as far as wanting to start my own business. I said, I've been taking these day jobs and it's been great. I've been having, I have a great career, but I want to start my business. So a couple of years ago, I was on a crossroads and I said, and I just observed as I went out as a customer, whether it was a restaurant or going to a store. And I said, small businesses have such great talent and so much potential, but it kind of broke my heart because I said they could be so much better and they can grow at such a faster scale and take it to a whole nother level if only they implemented these key customer experiences. These customers will come back to them and be loyal to them. So I said, this is something, having a love for entrepreneurs and small businesses. I said, I can bring the concepts that I learned with these larger organizations and these different industries and bring them in to entrepreneurs that are looking to grow their business and to take it to the six-figure, seven-figure opportunity. So I said, this is it. This is what I need to do.
That's amazing.
So
Yeah, and I love that you said, I mean, it isn't you said that you were a customer service snob, but it really is about, like, recognizing their potential, right? I mean, they're all working really hard. Why work really
mhm,
hard and give somebody a bad experience? Why not work,
mhm.
hard and give somebody an amazing experience?
Right,
That's
right,
awesome.
right. So that
That's
was my
great.
journey.
That's amazing. Yeah, what an incredible yeah, it's an incredible journey and a, like, incredible background, and I have some similar background where I worked at Target headquarters in their buying
Oh.
offices kind of fresh out of college, and that was, something that was not on my radar, right? Like, I
Mhm.
wanted to do community organizing and, business was not my jam, even though it is now, um, but there was something about learning from those larger organizations because they have all of these crazy resources. You have all the resources to
Right.
do your job so well,
Mhm,
and they've got experience behind them, and what a gift to be able to take that learning and
mhm.
share it with smaller businesses that don't have the resources to invest,
Right.
hundreds and thousands of dollars
Mhm,
into, whatever it is, whether it's research or, developing software for, to
right.
provide these experiences, whatever it
Mhm.
is, you know what the end result is, and you can share that and spread it to a broader audience. It's great.
Exactly, exactly.
Cool, cool. Well, help us understand, if you would, the
Mhm,
difference between, or what phenomenal customer service looks like.
mhm, mhm. Right. So I would say, just to start out, phenomenal customer service is not just transactional. So a lot of times you have a client or a customer and you assist them whether they're in a program, and then once that you look at the end goal. Okay, got a client, I'm serving the client, and okay, I've given my service and now we depart. But what an experience is looking at the full journey. And when I say journey, it's just a fancy word for, from the first time the client, you onboard a client or you have a customer for the first time, and going through the whole process. So what a great customer experience is finding out what what they need and what they want. And you do that first by asking them different questions. You can have a survey, or you can send an email, or just as I say, the old-fashioned way of picking up the phone and having a conversation with your clients, and to get this feedback so that you know what you're providing for them. You're not guessing. And I know as entrepreneurs we fall in love with our businesses and our services, and we're like, this is great, but we want to get the perspective of what they need and want, and we don't have to figure it out. We don't have to guess. We just have to ask. So that's the first key step to creating that experience, is knowing exactly what they want so that you can formulate your programs and your services and your offerings exactly based on what they're asking for. So they know, like, you get me. Your clients will say, you get me. This is what I'm asking for. This is what I need. And so that is a great way. And just that, to start, as far as starting with customer experience, and just as far as like an example, it's pretty much taking them from point A to Z, whatever that may look like depending on your business structure, and making sure that you have all of those little holes and those gaps filled out, where they go through a seamless experience, and you have different processes set in place so that if something does go wrong, because we are human, things may go wrong, but that you have a point of contact where you know, if this goes wrong, this is what we can do to resolve it. So especially with contact information, you don't want to leave a long time between the time that your clients speak with you. If they send you an email on a Monday, they shouldn't have to wait until Wednesday to communicate. So communication is the second key to creating a great experience. You want to make sure that they feel like you're by their side, even if they're not with you or online with you, so that you create these little points of contact, whether it's a just an email to say hi, or a check-in, or how are you doing, how is everything going, so that they know that you are connected with them at all times, so that they feel supported, and they know that if they reach out, they basically get that feedback from you. And that is another key to getting that experience. And then as far as creating that wow experience, you want to make sure that you provide something that none of your other competitors are providing. And that takes research, where you research your competitors ever so often, because that way you're able to see what's missing. You're able to learn from what they're doing wrong and what they're doing right. And then you know how you can stand apart and stand out from your competitors. And that way you know that you're offering something to your clients or your customers that no one else is offering. And I use the example, like the Disney World example, just to put it into an experience. Like, as a kid, my parents, they weren't big vacationers, so we were more like local, going out here to the park. So when I got my first job out of college and I got my first vacation time allotted, I said, I'm going to Disney World.
Yay.
And I purchased the package. The package came with the flight and the hotel, and it came with the tickets, and everything was there. And it was just like Disney World knew exactly what they needed to do to give me a great adult experience, because it's not just for children. They have an experience that if you're a child, if you are an adult bringing your children, or you're an adult just going to have fun, there's something for everyone. And even just the way they have everything set up, like the check-in was flawless. Like, I checked in, they greeted you. You didn't wait online for a very long time after a long flight from New York to Florida, and it was just seamless. And it's just like, okay, I'm feel like I'm in a little paradise, like in a little. And it's like you feel like you're just like in this mystical world. And even going through the park, they had the fast pass, where you didn't even have to purchase an extra ticket for it. So you got the fast pass, and I didn't have to wait on long lines, especially in the heat.
Yeah.
And it was just like, even downtown Disney, every night they had fireworks. Every night they had it, and you never got tired of fireworks, because it was like Happy New Year every night. So it was just a seamless experience. And if there was an issue, they had the staff there to assist, to make sure that they catered to what you needed. And even the facilities were clean, the facilities were up to date. and they just had different things that were there. So like if it rained, they had the awning so you wouldn't get soaked. So they thought of everything that they knew that the customers may go through so that they can provide that experience. And that's the same thing that I help my clients figure out. And what I advise everyone is that knowing your process of your customer or your client journey, making sure that when you take them through that process, that they are surprised, like throw in little surprises. Even like if they know their services, you're going to provide A, B, C, D, E, throw in XYZ at the end, and they're like, oh, I had no idea. Like throw in those surprises, and you can get those surprises by hearing them, like just hearing what their needs are. And oh, you heard me, oh, this is great. It's like, yes, I know in our last session you said you were struggling with this, so I wanted to give you this handout or this template. So it's customizing it based on your clients, because it's not like a one size fit all. It's customizing it for your clients and making sure that you're providing them specifically what they want and need. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's awesome to have, like, I mean, the sense that I'm getting is that you've got some things that are in place that just kind of happen on their own, that are, baked into the process, that, are automated, right? They're automated touch points with the customers or with
Hmm.
the clients. And
Right.
then that frees you up to have those really meaningful connections that are
Right.
customized specifically
Hmm.
to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And automation is the way, because I know, and that's why I struggled with my first two business ventures. It's because I was doing it all on my own. I was sending out emails manually. I didn't have a like a testimonial app or systems in place. So I was doing everything manually, in addition to providing that those cakes or providing the wellness coaching. So it's
Yeah.
like you're a one man show, and I believe in my clients working smarter and not harder. And it's my mission to make sure that when when we complete the program, like just that first level of the program, that they are operating where that they have a betterment in their life. And it's not like creating more stress and more time. It's to implement these systems, but to make it easier for them. That's my purpose. My purpose is to show them customer experience, implement a system, but do it in a way that makes their life easier and
Yeah.
saves them time and generates more income, of course, as well.
That's
So
amazing.
right.
Music to my ears. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think it's key. And I think, we're both approaching it from a similar standpoint of like it allows them to be creative. Like if your process is sitting down and emailing at the end of the day every customer, an individualized note,
Hmm.
like if you feel like you have to do that,
Hmm.
that's not going to last very long, right?
Right.
There's so many
Right.
other things that are going to seem more important, and it's not going to feel like, if it's a forced interaction, if it's a
Hmm.
forced connection on
Hmm.
either part's end, on yours or the client's, it's like it's just not fulfilling at
Hmm.
some point. It just becomes
Right.
like a grind instead
Right.
of this amazing opportunity to connect with another person.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I believe that a lot of small businesses, it's not that they don't want to implement these opportunities and implement a great experience, but sometimes as a one man show or entrepreneur, even if you have a staff of 3 or 10 people or 25 people, you're spread thin.
Mhm.
So it's like you need those automated solutions, those systems, so that it's seamless and it flows with your business operations
Yeah.
and your structures. So I definitely understand, but that's why there's systems and strategies to make it easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Right.
just finished a certification, and the whole certification was automated. They've got
Mhm.
an online course that, walks you through all of the videos and
Mhm.
sends you, reminder emails and things like that. And so, it can feel kind of once you're past the original sign up process, it can feel a little isolating going through and
Mm.
just watching these videos by yourself and getting
Right.
these emails that nobody
Mhm.
like sat down and I mean, somebody put a lot of time into writing them initially, but like
Mhm.
they didn't say, "Oh, Angie would really, would probably needs this kind of
Right.
check-in or whatever." But
Mhm.
so I went through that process. I mean, it was amazing. The certification was great. And then they had a survey that they asked me to fill out at the end, and I did. And I got a personal Facebook message from one of the
Mm.
people that was like, "Thank you so much for taking
Mhm.
the time to do that." And it wasn't automated. And I was like, "Oh wow, okay, I
Mhm.
kind of get this. Like you automate the
Right.
whole front end of this, and then like you made a really nice touch point at the
Mhm.
end that felt
Right.
really it felt
Right.
good."
Right, right. And that's a great point that you make, Angie, because I'm an advocate for technology. I feel like technology saves you time, it makes it easy, but you can't utilize technology to replace technology can't replace that human touch,
Yeah.
and it can't replace that customer experience and that customer service. You can't have a any type of service that is 100% automated. You use the automation to eliminate that busy work, but you still have to take that time aside to reach out, even if it's a online program. You still have to have, like you say, some human
Yeah.
outreach, some
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I still, the outcome was the same. I still learned the same information and, but I didn't have anything there was no loyalty necessarily built
Mm,
along that time frame,
mhm.
except I was really grateful for them for,
Right.
providing this information or making it available to us. But
Mhm.
having just that one little piece of human
Mhm.
connection at the end kind of
Right.
changed it didn't change the outcome, but it changed
Mhm.
my perspective on the
Right.
experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I even recommend having midway check-ins as well.
Yeah.
Like send something out or reach out midway through the program, or especially even in the beginning, like how are things going so far, especially
Mhm.
like after the first session, like just making sure that your clients or customers are comfortable
Yeah.
and they're satisfied, so I think having like those, and that's part of the journey, having those checkpoints
Yeah.
throughout. Hmm.
That's awesome. Cool. What is what is kind of a common thing, a common misstep, customer experience misstep that you see in a lot of the businesses that you work with?
Hmm. I think two things. One is make like I had a mention earlier, having it just focusing on transactional, just looking at that one moment, that one time, because we spend so much time, we invest so much in our clients, or even getting a new customer if you're selling products, but it just the time it takes between if you're investing in ads, if you're investing in just your time and promoting, speaking events, outreaching through social media. If you sit down and just calculate how much time, not even talking about money, but just how much time you invest to onboard one client, to get one client into enrolled into your program or services, it takes a lot. So, and it's looking at they're investing in you, and you are investing in them, and it's an investment. So I think one mistake is a lot of businesses are missing, and that's why I call it the secret gold mine, because a lot of times when you're looking at a client, you have to also understand that this is a person that you invested in to better their whatever it is, that whatever service you're providing, and to make their life better, to make their business better, to solve a problem. So that's an investment you're making, and that is something that should be looked at as a lifetime investment. As long as you are doing what you're doing and you have your business, that is someone that can be part of your business as a client for life. So I think one big mistake that a lot of businesses are missing and not looking into is that it's not just a one-time transaction. As you're helping them through that service, you should already be strategizing, and by getting feedback, asking them what they're like, documenting what you feel they still need based on what they're telling you during your sessions or during surveys or feedback. and looking into where you can take them to the next level, because it should always be, where can I take my client to the next level, because you want to be able to keep them for the lifetime of your business, because it takes so much time and effort to get new clients. Why not grow your business with a certain percentage of the clients you already have, instead of always transactional, looking at transaction. Let me get these new clients. Let me get these new clients. Build that lifetime relationship, and like you said, Angie, that loyalty, so that you're not always going out every so often, always trying to get new clients. You can invest a lifetime into your clients and find out how you can add value to them at all times.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's what I would
amazing.
say.
That's so huge. Do you find that a lot of my dogs just joined us, everybody?
Oh, well, welcome.
It's like almost dinner time, so
That's
he gets a little hangry
right,
and he's
right.
very vocal about it.
That's
Very
okay. I
vocal.
made sure I fed my kitten, because
Yeah,
she's serious about her food. I tell you. So
totally.
I said, let me make sure I feed her, because she will be in the camera.
Yeah. "What's up? Where's my dinner?" That's awesome. Do you find that a lot of businesses so I think, I guess my mind goes to that just a lot of businesses aren't really thinking about this stuff to this level. They
Hmm.
recognize that, they've gotta be doing some things, but, they're just not taking
Hmm.
it to the next level. Do you find that when you're introducing kind of this, this top level of customer experience, that they're a bit resistant to it, or are
Hmm.
most people like, "Oh my gosh, that's
Hmm.
yeah, okay, we totally should have been doing that,
Right.
10 years ago."
Right. Well, one of the reasons why I believe in great customer service, like not just looking at the dollar amount. When I'm helping my clients, I don't just say, "Oh, I can make X amount of money for my clients, so I'm going to uh, treat them super extra special because of that." It's for me, it's just a natural instinct. Like, we as service providers, we want to help people. That's why we became coaches or consultants, because we want to help people. So that's a given. You already want to help people. You already see that need to solve problems. But it's also a case of you're building a business, and customer service is directly related to, it is the heartbeat of every company. Any type of business you run, whether it's a service business or a product business, it's the heartbeat. And it relates and spreads out. It's like the root, and it spreads out. So if you don't have great customer service and you don't provide a great customer experience to your customers, it's going to reduce the chance of them renewing and continuing services with you. If you're not providing that great customer service and great customer experience, you're not going to get the referrals, the great raving referrals that you can get to onboard new clients. If you're not providing that great customer experience, then it's going to reduce the great testimonies that you'll get, that people see. I was reading an article today, and 86% of people that purchase things online, whether it's an online product or online service, go by the referrals and the testimonials that and the reviews that they read online. and, and also referrals. A lot of people will do things because someone they know and trust said, yes, this is someone that you can trust. So it affects so many parts of your business. And if you want your business to succeed, it is essential that you create a customer experience system for your clients, so that you build your business, and it's not just every month I have to get new clients. So it affects so many different aspects of your business.
Yeah, and I
Hmm.
mean, to your point before, you're working a lot or you're putting less energy into finding new clients, right? Which is a
Hmm.
lot of energy that, 10 to 15% marketing budget that we all, tuck
Hmm.
away, or, that we all have on
Right.
on our plan
Right.
becomes 20%, becomes 25% because you're
Exactly.
having to find new people instead of,
Hmm.
using your $30 a month MailChimp account to
Right. Right.
just check in.
Exactly. And that's why I call my program the secret gold mine. That a lot of successful businesses, this is not just new businesses, newbies to the game. These are successful businesses are leaving on the table, that they're missing. because
Yeah.
they're just busy being busy and trying to get the new leads and new clients and follow that same sales cycle where your clients are already in front of you that you can add value to.
Yeah.
So, and they say like it's so much more expensive to get a new client than to keep the ones that you already have. And
Yeah.
you already have that relationship with them. You already know how they work. It's like when you get a new job. When you get
Right.
a new job, you have to go through the interview and you have to go through orientation and you have to get to know your manager and your colleagues. With your clients, you already built that relationship with them. You already know how they are. You already know what they like, what they don't like. So you're not always doing that new all onboarding all the time. So it's essential. It
Yeah.
definitely is essential.
That's great.
Hmm.
So, is there something that that listeners can take away today, that, or
Hmm.
that they can put into action today to improve their
Hmm.
customer experience?
Right, right. I would say if you haven't done so in a while, even if you have, to just reach out to your clients and have a conversation with them. Depending on the volume of the clients that you have, you can either send out an email or just ask if you can set up a 15-minute chat Zoom and just think of like three key questions, like what are your challenges right now, what is it that you really like about my program, what would you like to see more of in my program. Just asking those three key questions will give you such a wealth of information so that you know immediately what you can start doing to improve. So if a client says, "Oh, well, I really like the program, but sometimes I feel like maybe my emails are not answered enough, or I want more human touch, or I would like to see a community, more community involvement with my fellow students in the program." Whatever they may say, that will give you your key answers to what you can do to keep them satisfied, and they will just appreciate that. Like just doing that gesture, they will appreciate that so much. Just to say, wow, they took this time to ask me what my needs are, what my wants are. And that alone would just help to create a better relationship with your clients. So
Yeah, that's
I would
amazing.
definitely, I would say start off with that because you get such a wealth of information from asking your clientele.
Yeah.
It's just such, it's priceless to get that information from them. So I would say, and it doesn't have to be 15 minutes. It can be just 10 minutes. And if you do that for just 10 clients, and I would say block it, because going into time management, don't spread it out during the week. Like create like maybe a 2 hour block that you give them to choose from, so you're not having these interviews spread out and it's just getting in the way of the flow of your day. I would say block off maybe 2 or 3 hours, give them those time frames, and then you can have those interviews. So that would be a great start,
Yeah, that's
especially if.
awesome. So we have there's another episode where we talk about how to create offers that sell,
Mhm,
and this was a common theme that came out of that conversation as well, of like just ask, because
mhm,
it's not what you want, it's what they want. And so I think it's really beautiful that you can, you don't have to just focus on asking questions about the product. You can focus on asking about the product and the experience, and all of these other things, and then that conversation is really deep and rich, and you can
mhm.
pull all of these different things out of it that that feed and fuel your business, like all
Exactly.
aspects of your business.
Exactly. And you will get so many ideas. Like if you're stumped to say, what should I offer next? What should I be posting on social media? Just having these conversations. And I would say record, do a Zoom call and ask for permission to record so you can go
Yeah.
back, but dictate everything they say word for word, because the words that they use, the language that they use, you'll just get so much information and content, and you'll be speaking directly to your clients because these are the words that they're using.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's incredible. And it's such a good reminder. Like I'm such a data junkie that like
mhm,
I'm always analyzing numbers and data
mhm,
and looking at what the industry is doing and all of that kind of stuff and it's really like honestly none of it really matters when you boil it down to it because those aren't my customers. Those aren't your customers, right? Like there is some value in that to just
mhm.
see how things are
Right,
trending and
right.
check in and see if
Mhm.
that's trending with your
Right,
folks,
right.
but
Exactly.
you don't want it to drive it. And it's so easy, like a
Mhm.
data junkie and a bit of an introvert. And so it's like
Right.
so easy to slip into
Right,
that.
right. And if you're
Yeah.
just starting out, like even if you have 2 or 3 clients, let's say you're just starting out, reach out to your ideal clients, people who are in your niche, in your target market, and just say, "Hey, do you mind if I ask you, no strings attached, do you mind if I ask you have a 15-minute session? I just want to get your feedback because you are someone who's my ideal client. I would like to get feedback." So even if it's you just don't have to ask people that are your direct clients. You can ask people outside that
Yeah.
are within that market as well.
That's awesome. Great. So I put I so my final question is I want to be able to tell people how they can work with you, how they can find out more about what you're doing. And I put
Mhm.
two links in the chat for folks
Awesome.
for that will lead them to you. But do you want to
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about them?
Sure, sure. So if you're just looking, if you would like to get some information just to get more tips in detail on how you can get started to build a better relationship with your customers that will lead to renewals and being able to get better referrals and better testimonies from your current customers, I have a complimentary download. So if you go to abovethelead.com, you'll get a pop-up and there's also a link on the main website and you can download it and you can have that. If you are looking to see what you may be missing, um, definitely reach out to me so we can have a conversation because I will sit down with you because every business is different. I will sit down with you and help you identify how much money you're leaving on the table by not looking at your client lifetime value. And a lot of successful businesses are missing this. And I will sit down with you and help you calculate that and see the possibilities that you can be taking advantage of with your current clients. And not only will I do that, but I will give you one specific solution that's catered to your business and be able to give you that solution that you can start implementing to start generating income. Because I know Angie and I talked about a lot of stuff. And I won't be surprised if my head would be spinning and say, this sounds great. This sounds awesome. I wish I could do that, but I barely have time to eat lunch. I
Hmm.
am so in over my head. I have so much going on. I know a lot of people have a daytime job and they're doing coaching, consulting, or selling products on the side, until they get to that point. So I know it takes a lot of time. And that's why I do what I do,
Yeah.
because I want to make it so that it is possible that you can automate these systems. I have a system that makes it manageable and set up so that you don't it takes up less of your time and you're still able to provide that great customer experience for your customers, and you don't have to jeopardize losing a client or not having someone renew because you weren't able to provide that system for them. I
Mhm.
make that system possible for you so that you can grow your business, save time, and earn more income.
That's
So I call
amazing.
it the secret gold mine that a lot of businesses, successful businesses, miss. And so within that 30-minute session, we will have a conversation and I will sit down with you and help you create a plan so that you can start to implement these systems into your business.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melinda. This has been amazing and really fruitful. I mean, like you said, you covered a lot of stuff, and there's a lot to chew on here. And these resources, please, don't be shy about downloading them. Please don't be shy about reaching out to either one of us if you've got additional questions,
Hmm.
because this is really, I mean, goldmine is like the perfect way to describe it, right? This is and kind of low-hanging fruit in a lot of ways. Like everybody
Mhm.
wins
Right.
when
Mhm.
these things get improved. So
Right.
so thank you so much for sharing all of this, and thank you so much for the work that
Mhm.
you do.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Angie. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. And if you just have a question, you can email me at melindaholmes@abovethelead.com. We also have a contact us page on the website as well. So if you just have a question, you can email me as well. So thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Angie. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
thank
this.
you.
I
Yeah.
remember I really appreciate it. This was
I
nice.
do too.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this is so great, and I'll be sure to put your email in the chat too for
Okay.
everybody.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
great. Thank you
All
so much,
right. All
Melinda.
right. Thank
All
you.
right.
All
Yep,
right.
bye-bye.
Bye.